Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Never Open Podcast. The podcast open to everyone, except the Olympics. What the fuck are you doing? The G1 is on. My name is Luke. I'm your host of the Never Open Podcast, and with me, as always, is Mr. Guy. Say hello, Mr. Guy.
Hello, Mr. Guy. Hello, Luke. And hello to the Olympics. I got no problem with them. It's just...
Fuck you, Olympics. It's G1 season, and you're robbing the G1 of notice. You should be like, maybe you should be on after the G1.
Well, the problem for me is that all the cool shit is on in the middle of the night anyway. So, I mean, if I'm going to fuck my sleep schedule up, it's going to be for G1. So, yeah. But speaking of which, we are back on short rest to talk about 2 more nights of the G1, nights 4 and 5. Booyah.
Yes, that is indeed true. Now, yeah, I got some of my days mixed up, dear listeners, and thought, all right, we're doing 1 here because we got 3 over here. We had another 1, and now we're in the midst of 3. But so I guess now we're spacing them into 2 and 2. So like it's easy for us, I guess. Anyway, oh no, we have to. Oh, there's an extra show. Oh, whatever.
Scheduling notes. I mean, you had to have listened to the whole last episode to the very end to get any of the references we just talked about.
I'm pretty sure I told all the listeners to get fucked right near the end as well.
You did. That was fun.
Because you were telling me we got like over triple figure of listeners, and I'm like, oh great, so 0% of our listeners email us. What a bunch. And yeah, anyway. Now speaking of which, let's get this out of the way nice and quick, nice and early. There are ways people can contact and interact with us if they wish to. Wrong. There are ways people can contact and interact with us. Do it. We're on the Tweety. I'm at Grumpy2EB. Mr. Guy is at Drucifer Tweets. And collectively, we are at NeverOpenPod. You must send us a written or voice email. NeverOpenPod@gmail.com. All right. I'm not going to demand the last one, but this one would be nice too. Because if you've got any of that Sasha Banks money, kick it our way. We have a Teespring store where you can get merch that'll make you look never as fuck. Also, everyone, we're on the YouTubes. If you wish to actually see me do this intro and demand some correspondence from you, you can do that because, here we are. And you're welcome. Yeah,
I agree with everything you just said and everything that we just saw. Oh, if you're watching on the YouTube. But hey, you know what? We also have Instagram and Threads, but you never even talk about that because you don't go on there, so it doesn't matter to you. But it really doesn't matter either.
I got too many distractions on my phone as it is, man. I'm happy with it's funnier for me now to never get Instagram because I just like delayed gram so much more.
Is a good
it just makes me laugh.
Yeah. Well, this first night, Luke, which is night 4 of the G1 Climax, 34, is in Sun Mese, Kagawa. And we got Walker Texas Stewart on the call. Newman is going to join him later. And motherfucking Doki is in the house on Japanese commentary. Hell yeah.
Oh, my God. The champ isn't. Man, you're fucking fired up. All right. Let's go. Go. Let's do it.
Well, the first match is Yano and Murashima versus Taka Michinoku and Sonata. We live inside Murashima's dream. He attacks Sonata with a drop kick and presses his advantage. Sonata drop kicks him right in his expressive face, which knocks him out of the dream real quick, which is weird. But then, you think it would knock him into the dream. But Just 5 Guy beat up the young lion, and Yano tags in, and Sonata rolls him all over the place like a crazy person. And Taka gets his ass kicked by Murashima, which is funny. That doesn't last. Just face lock, while Sonata locks Yano up with the Canadian Paradise lock, through the ropes on the bottom rope. It's just, I was thinking of what is Canadian Paradise. And so I wrote here, it's just a mountain of Molson. Just a mountain of Molson Golden, or maybe like a, hockey sticks. But anyway, so Taka makes Murashima tap out. So Taka Michinoku gets a big win. He has a 1-win streak. Let's see if it continues.
Yeah. We'll definitely see that. Next, we have Shooter Umino, Tomoaki Honma, and Sho Makato. Hey, look, Honma isn't tagging with dorks tonight.
That's true. He's with the cool guy.
Yeah, that's all right. Nice work, Honma. And they're tagging with they're wrestling against, the Great Okan, Callum Newman, and Francesco Akira. Now, I feel like Sho Makato, he's handling Callum Newman quite fine. And then Honma tags like a dick and gets beaten up. That fucking made me laugh. Great Okan, he sends Shooter bowling at some point. It's really fun stuff in here. All the preview stuff between Shooter and Great Okan. I'm just like, yeah, I really want to see this. Thank you. Fireball on Sho Makato for the win. You know who else is racking up these wins? It's this fresh young dude, Francesco Akira. I wonder if that will continue.
Bruschetta Brioche himself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big stare down from Great Okan and Shota Umino after the match.
Yeah.
Too. I will wrestle you. No, I will wrestle you. Next, we have Jake Lee and Gabe Kidd, War Dogs, tagging up against Zack Sabre Jr. and Fujita. Bullet Club attacked before the bell, which was shocking. And Gabe Kidd, he taunts Fujita, who starts some offense. Bullet Club team up on him and beat his ass. Gabe Kidd and Jake Lee stand in the ring and do tandem double birds. They both hate the crowd. They both say fuck you. It's great.
That's right.
Zack Sabre Jr. Tags in, fiery baby face, and he goes for some fuck your arm, but Jake gets that cool knee lift, right? Which may play a small part in their match later, that one move. It might, maybe a little tiny part. We'll see. There's a big chop war between Jake and Fujita and Gabe Kidd. They have a big chop war. It's a decent preview tag. Jake Lee chokes Zack Sabre Jr. out on the floor, though, while Gabe Kidd hits a pile driver on Fujita and fucking pins his ass.
I haven't spoken to Andy that much in the last 12 hours, everyone. So I don't know all his opinions on tomorrow night's show or any of them actually. So I can't wait to talk about Jake Lee versus Zack Sabre Jr. with you very soon.
I wonder if we'll see that knee lift.
That knee might play a part.
Maybe.
Might be some tremendous selling in that too. Some fucking badass looking shit. Anyway, next we've got the Evil Dicks. That is Evil and Dick Togo versus Shingo and Naito. And look, I see this match, and it's one of those rare times where I see a match like this. I'm like, look, dude, preview. This is the last preview. Who's in this? Oh, come on, just can you pin Togo? I want to go to the tawny matches now. But it's nice that Evil. What does he do? Oh yeah, he just tags out straight away and leaves Dick Togo to get absolutely fucking trolled and destroyed by both Shingo and Naito. And I don't know why I was complaining, because now I'm laughing because they're taking full advantage of just trolling this fucking clown, and it's making me laugh. It's a fucking pumping bomber on poor Dick Togo. Evil doesn't do that much. He's quite happy for Togo to take the fucking ass beating.
I was very bored during this match, and so I came up with a new gimmick for a wrestler, right? This could work as face or heel. He says it's his birthday every day. That's the gimmick, right? So if you're a face, you come to the ring and you're like, oh my gosh, it's my birthday. I'm so happy. All my friends are here for my birthday. And so but then this gimmick works either way. It really is more of a heel gimmick, though. I think would work better because a catchphrase I came up with as well. So if you're the heel, right? Whenever whenever it's his birthday, if somebody gets him something, he goes, "Oh, for me," and that's the catchphrase. Because that's just a copy thing to say. So
that's right.
That's what I came up with.
And of course, it's funnier if he's a heel or she like that. They'll open their present and they're like, "What's this cheap shit? I've already got this. Your present sucks." Or even just not saying anything and just tearing it apart or something like.
Remember when Yano and Colt Cabana wrestled and Yano gave him a DVD for you? Hey, Colt Cabana opened it up and Yano pushed it in his face and it was full of powder. That's what made me think of that. So,
oh man, that was really cool.
Yeah, I'm ready for some B block action, Luke. And that's what we got. We got Bolton Oleg, who, him or Newman will be starting off every night, whether it's in the curtain jerker or in, the first G1 match. So
they deserve at least one semi-main or main, though. Come on.
That's what they see. But if you're in a playing tournament, Do you get that? Maybe not. We'll see. What like Dragon Dia didn't get a main event, right?
No.
Poor
Poor man got like fucking 2 wins in tournament matches.
Well, Bolton Oleg is up against my favorite, Hiroki Goto. And if Goto is really serious about turning over a new leaf here and showing us what he's got, he would ditch the fishing pole. But no, he's bringing it to the ring. Look at my fishing pole.
You know, fucking Yoshihashi would just fucking cry the whole.
Who cares? No, he doesn't cry. He just goes, ah! That's all he does.
Fishing pole.
You can't tell if he's mad, sad, or whatever because he just yells.
Goto doesn't even have to say he lost it.
Yeah.
He can just say Kenta stole it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then takes the heat off him.
Well, and then when he gets it back, he can go, oh, for me? You know, so Goto wants to test his strength, and he has to roll backwards like to gain advantage because he sucks. And Bolton Oleg dominates the shoulder tackle war at the beginning. Bolton grabs Goto, which made me laugh. He has to use his like misdirection play, meaning Goto to like finally get Bolton down. And it's like, Goto, you fucking suck. But he's really selling his back, and he's doing a good job. So Goto gets gut wrenched all over the goddamn place, and I bet he pooped his pants. I thought it was funny. So Yushika Roshi for a double down, and there are more moves, of course, but I'm already bored by Try Hard Goto. So like what's that thing people say nowadays? Pick me, girl. Pick me, Goto. So just saying. But
that's the thing, right? Like you can see this guy's like trying, and we're appreciating it, and we're putting him over, but he's still got that personality that just we don't gel with. Exist. So yeah, we just don't. We'll put him over, saying like you're wrestling good, but like.
Well, Goto wants to go to sleep, and he thinks Bolton should too. So he puts him in a sleeper. There's a PK, but Bolton catches the leg. Landslide for 2 from Bolton, which I don't think we've seen him do that before. But you can't is countered by a sunset flip that looks kind of funny for 2. Sneaky roll up from Goto, or for 2 from Goto, but headbutt, PK, GTR. Goto wins. He's on 2 points. Bolton Oleg also bringing up the deuce.
Yeah, that was fine. It was a good match. I also like Oleg hitting his double barrel shotgun drop kick now again. So I like that. I like seeing him employ in almost every match the Vader bomb. And that's a big fuck yes from me in your moveset. Yes, a wrestler really. You should
start doing the moonsault, you know?
Yeah. Man, I love Vader. So yes, that's really cool. This was all right. Yeah. It's fine. I like the next match a lot more. By the way, we have someone on commentary by now, don't we, for the tournament matches? Who did this night? Newman. That's right. Because it's right at the start of this match. It's Ren Narita versus Jeff Cobb. Ren comes out first, and then Ren does a fucking run around the fucking thing, and fucking Callum's like, "What the fuck is he doing?" Like on commentary. And I'm like, I know what he's doing, dude. It's called the fucking Katamaru Gambit. You're making faces. I've fucked up somehow. What have I missed?
You called it the Renamaru Gambit.
I did.
To me, which is way better. So
well, I never saw you do like a lols or a haha. So like, I don't know if you liked it. All right, maybe.
I don't do that.
Renamaru Gambit.
Have I ever messaged you LOL or like anything like that?
Yeah, I do that, but I put a Z on the end.
Yeah, and then like a little
it's cool
tongue out.
I like the tongue out thing because sometimes, like, I don't know, you read words. I'm like, I want someone to know I'm not being serious here, so tongue out.
You think Tanahashi, that time he messaged like everybody about Bolton Oleg's win, if he had put thumbs up, and a little tongue out, it would have been like, oh, you guy, instead of like, man, fuck Tanahashi.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. But yes, Renamaru Gambit is incoming. Yes, and and it comes. Ren goes after Cobb, and Chumpy's reffing now. Marty Asami is here. Why is he mad? Because he's like, get the fuck in the ring. What are you doing? Go fight in the ring. And, Cobb takes over like he does. And Cobb's like, look, I'll get back in the ring, but not before I belly-to-belly Ren Narita into some chairs, all right? And also, I'm going to say hello to Jeff Cobb and do the fucking crowns up on the way. I can't do my fingers won't allow me to do the thing. So it looks like I'm just listen to heavy metal. Anyway, so yeah, he go, hey, Callum, how's it going? Empire forever, yeah. Then Cobb, Cobb walks on Ren Narita and surfs on him on the inside. Ouch. Ren rolls right out of a moonsault, and he goes full fuck your leg with a knee smash and wrapping Cobb's knee around the steel, all that kind of stuff. Ren uses a chair right in front of Chumpy, chomping out Chumpy, and then Ren tries to chomp him out a second time, but Marty takes the chair. I'm not falling for that this time. In fact, does he take the chair, or does he kind of like, you know how when a woman is excited to see their partner when they haven't seen each other for a while and they jump up and wrap their arms or legs around them or something like that?
Yeah.
All right, Marty does that, but not to Ren. He manages to do that to the fucking chair that Ren's fucking holding.
He hasn't seen that chair in a long time. The chair just got off the plane. The chair's been deployed in Afghanistan for 5 years. Comes home. Yeah. Marty's happy to see him.
Marty's got a side gig in chairs.
Chairs and tables and chairs. That's great. So Marty hot from that and everything. That was great.
Oh my god. He's the ref we mentioned the most because I feel like he adds to the matches. I also feel like he's the best House of Torture ref.
Yeah, he's gotten over on Evil. No other ref's gotten over on Evil.
Yeah, so Marty takes the chair. Cobb then launches Ren Narita across the ring, and there's a moonsault for 2. But no, Ren Narita, he gets the upper hand with some cheaty bullshit. I'm going to use the push-up rug. And Marty's like, no, I better take that off you and walk to the corner and put it away. Thank you, says Ren Narita. Low blow, double cross. And Ren Narita pins Jeff Cobb. Ren on 4, Cobb on 4. I know Cobb's generally the guy who wins all his matches in the block stuff. He's not quite having that run this tournament. I will say though, I love G1 Jeff Cobb, and this is another one of I don't know, you don't see him do too many singles House of Torture matches, and you're like, how's this gonna work? It works. Worked quite fucking well actually. Belly to belly in the chairs. I was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, it's interesting. Ren's on his own too here.
Yeah.
He's not getting any help from House of Torture, which is interesting. Also, during this match, Cobb catches Ren and throws him F5000 style, and Newman says, "Oi, that's like a pizza." I don't know why he sounds like that. My Newman is real bad, but that's what he said.
I like him on commentary. He didn't say much because he was probably nervous as shit and didn't want to say anything stupid, but he was absolutely fine. You got nothing to worry about, dude. You're fine.
He could have done more, but he didn't do anything dumb. So that's just fine, pal. Don't fuck this up because he's getting a nice little run. We'll talk about later.
Oh my god, I can't wait to talk about his match.
So next week we have ELP versus Yoda Tsuji, and ELP almost does the heart hands, but no, we can't. And I'm starting to get tired of this a little bit. So even though last episode I was like, I can't wait to see what happens. I'm getting a little sick of it at this point.
Hurry up with this story.
Come on.
We don't get any younger.
I'm the one who always preaches patience, and I'm like, let's go. But these two run the ropes, and it is a thing of beauty. Roll-ups, and ELP almost wins. ELP asks the crowd, how about now? Because they were mad at, or they were cheering Tsuji over him. So he did some cool shit, and he's like, how about now? Catch me outside. But after they cheered for Tsuji more, like I said, so then there's a big chop battle, and ELP doesn't wait for Tsuji to chop, grabs his hand and knees it on the mat, then does a quadruple springboard Rana. He tries a dive, but Tsuji kicks him while he's crossing the border, which I thought was funny. Like a border patrol Tsuji. And I noticed that that Jado is wearing an ELP shirt tonight. Confirmed listener to the Never Open podcast, because that was exactly what you said last episode. So I've really been listening to you lately. So Tsuji starts fucking ELP up, body scissors, and Marty asks him, he's like, you're not going to get him up to the body scissors, are you, ELP? And he doesn't, But weak strikes from ELP. He gets some of his flippy flops in and the spinny F5 thing. Clothesline to the floor from ELP, and he gets the dive that he tried earlier. Suji bumps over the rails. Springboard dive from Kenny Omega style from ELP, which is a big move that is only in big time New Japan matches. Like usually that's a main event thing only. Diving over the guardrail. A Teton did it a couple times in the Super Juniors, but that's a very protected move as far as like only certain guys are allowed to do that, right? Because it was like Kenny Omega and who else? ELP.
He's gone now,
right. So
when Kenny was around, no one else was doing that. Yeah, except maybe a junior. Yeah.
It's a pretty cool move. So anyway,
that's awesome.
But now his leg's fucked, right? He flew too close to the sun. His wings have melted. He can't make heart hands, and now he can't walk. But he brings Suji back to the ring anyway. They both get in at 16. ELP goes for more flippy flops, but his leg is ouchy, and he tries a few one-legged moves. But Suji's just like, "Fuck you, bro!" Takes advantage. Over the shoulder dragon screw from Suji. Okay, I kind of like that. Crazy standing leg hold from Suji. ELP calls it a clover leaf, or not ELP. Newman calls it a clover leaf on commentary, but it's not that. It's something different, like a high angle version of that kind of. But Suji hits shitty kicks and keeps stomping on ELP's leg.
It's ELP, like a Texas clover tamer.
Yeah, that's a good clover tamer. Only Suji can tame the clover. That's I like it, and every single one of them has 4 leaves. So
you're damn right.
So ELP takes off the elbow pads. Oh shit, it's going to be serious now. And they have a big strike exchange. Suji gets the curb stomp for 2. Reversals time, and Suji gets another curb stomp. Tornado DDT from ELP, but orange crash from Suji for 2. ELP jumps over a Gene Blast and hits sudden death. CR2, but it takes too long for him to get the pin, so ELP only gets 2. ELP goes to the top, and there's some fighting up there. And Thunder Kiss, but Suji gets the knees up. Small package, and ELP wins in a surprise. I'm not sure that was an accurate call by Marty, but the ref's decision's final. So Suji on 2, ELP also on 2. They look like all 4 shoulders were down, but Marty could only see the 2 that were in front of him. He can't see through wrestlers. So
no, he cannot. He fucking wishes he could, though.
They can see through him sometimes.
Glass Marty, yeah. Oh my goodness, this was a fucking awesome match. Don't let ELP's walking to the ring and character fool you once the match starts. He's on. This is fucking awesome. This is awesome. This is all right. I think I had this problem a little bit last year, but I'm having it now with 2 of the newer generation guys. Like Shooter and Yoda, really, like we're at this stage and they've got 2 points. I know, early days, plenty of time.
But not everybody can win, Luke,
I know. But
remember how even it was last year, though? It ended up real even, and a bunch of people ended up going real deep in the tournament as far as like a round robin. Going deep means you got a bunch of points and didn't win, so...
Yeah. I don't know, like maybe that's good for number nerds and stuff like that, but I like seeing people lose and win and getting points and shit.
Well, that's a number nerd thing, getting points. So who's
fuck
the number
off.
nerd?
You know what
now?
I mean. my fucking number thing. 2 + 2 is 4, and that's what someone had after this match, isn't it? ELP's now on 4 points. There we go. Yoda on 2.
I said 2 because I looked it up. So I don't know which one of us is right, but
I'm pretty sure he won at least one other match.
Okay. I believe you.
All right. Thank you. You can investigate that if you wish, but I will talk about this next match. It's a match I really like, but there's a couple things in it that fucking I don't like, and I'll mention those. It's Hinare, who's on 4 versus David Finlay on 2. Look, there's a great exchange to start, but Finlay takes a powder. And then, look, I feel like Mr. Guy and I have been like, hey, we're into this Finlay thing. We're giving it a chance. Whereas, like, I kind of, I see the crowd, they're fucking silent. That he's got House of Torture here, like people on the Tweety making just fucking shitting on him, all this kind of stuff. But Mr. Guy and I have his back. sorta, you know. He's not our favorite in Bullet Club War Dogs. It's Gabe Kidd, but you know, we like Finley.
El Phantasmo confirmed 2 points. So
all right, but then he beats then he gets the fucking Never Gold and he fucking spits on it.
That was terrible.
So he just spat on the fucking my favorite title, and
Stomped
I'm like,
on it and shit.
And he stomped on it, and I'm like, you're like, dude. Did we make too many expecting jokes? Like, is that
you weren't expecting to get that kind of heat, were you?
No. Now you've got Never Open Podcast heat, and us and our listeners who never interact with us via Tweety or via fucking emails. Our legion. I was going to say we'd send him some kind of letter writing campaign or something, but none of
Why don't we be nice to I would like to thank our listeners for listening, and whether you write in or not, if you don't want to participate, that's okay.
Yeah,
just press play. That's all that matters.
I hope people realize I'm just fucking around. If they don't, well, they hear me say this, where I was assuring them that I was. But yeah, so you know, Henare and us are pissed off, which I guess is what Finley wants. Fucking asshole. He sends Henare into the ring post backwards, kind of as well, and I'm like,
that's butt cheek first.
Yeah, man, that would have been that's a good spot for Taguchi. Yeah, like, and then Finley says, "I'm the real champ," and then Gato overhears that, and Gato's like, "He is the." I won't say his. Sorry, I almost said it the way he does. I won't do that. But just imagine that Gato in his fucking evil voice going, "He is the real champ. You are the fake one."
We need the rebel, you know? You need the rebel, Henare. That's what he's saying.
But what's perfect about it is Finley is in control at this stage, I think, and the crowd is quiet. So there's not a quiet vacuum of space there. It's being filled by Gato, who's saying shit like, "Fuck him up, Finley. Do this,
knock him
do that.
Out.
Yeah, knock him out." Or, you know, "We need a rebel," or "You're not the real champion." Shit like that, man. We don't need to put Gato over. But
we trust in him. And when the crowd's down, a good manager's up.
Yeah. So he does all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I really enjoy it. So no one barks for Finley again. Wow.
He gets a couple on that second night. We'll talk.
Yeah. I feel like because that's the second night he's wrestling House of Torture dudes. And yeah. So he does an Irish curse backbreaker on Henare. There's a pop-up Maori drop by Henare. Henare does a senton with a fucked back, and he sells it too after he does that. And it's a really gnarly match. It's but wow, it's like one of those matches where you're like, "You all right, crowd?" I don't like Finley, but like the wrestling's good. Like, are you okay? It's like, is there something like
they're not here to see him, man?
Does he smell or something? No, they really are not. But that makes me feel like they are here to see someone in this match. He's the fucking Never champion. So that's like, thank you. Yeah, that's right. So it's a really gnarly match, but well, yeah, the fans are quiet. Boys, though, they do get them in the end. The crowd's fucking hot at the end when it's all getting like exchanges, reversals, fucking strikes. It's a fucking awesome Uranagi and a follow-up rampage by Henare, which is fucking awesome. There's a sneaky pin at some point by Finley where it's one of the few cheating spots in the match, I guess, apart from Gato getting up there to distract. But where he just cheekily grabs the trunks a little bit. But Henare, yeah, he kicks out at 2. But overkill, of course. I was already set. I already kind of set myself up for this because Finley was only on 2 points. But Finley on 4 now, and also Henare also on 4. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, Finley can't beat the Musketeers. He could beat Henare, I guess, but he's got some experience against them. But these young guys, he doesn't know, I guess, or something. Yeah. So, and he doesn't have his boys with him too, which he needed to win that cage match. So, anyway, I knew it was over when Henare hit the rampage tackle. He kicks out at 2, and my notes just says "fuck" after that. So I was like, well, that's it. But like, I don't know if you mentioned this, but Henare has 4 points and Finley has 2 now. So This next match is incredible, and it is the main event of this night, and it is Yuya Uemura versus Takeshita. All right, this match is fucking awesome. I'm getting a dirty look from you for some reason. So, I
thought what's his name was on 4 points. Maybe I should just use the fucking internet to confirm rather than
what I did is right before earlier today I went through all of the points and just looked at the little square thing with all the little names. They actually have it in English this year, which is helpful. So I actually checked them all, so I'm pretty sure I'm right. So anyway, this match that's about to happen, this thing is awesome. So
I love
Takeshita respects the rope break at the beginning, right? And Yuya goes for fuck your arm right away. I mean, because Takeshita's the big elbow guy, but the problem is Yuya's working the wrong arm, brother. But that'll come back. So that's, he's got a plan here. So Takeshita throws elbows with the other arm, right? Because that's not the one that he's getting work, but the one that he has, I think it's his right arm that has the on it, and that's his big one, which I never really understood. Why do you put the elbow pad on Dusty Rhodes did this too? I'm gonna hit you with the soft part. Is that so that it doesn't kill you? Is that I don't get it. I never understood that. But
it is wrestling, So.
I know, it's just to let dumb people know what's going on, and I can't understand.
Hey, dumb people exist, and sometimes they need to know if a wrestler is smart or not. And there's only one way,
We'll talk about that in another match. But yes. So Takeshita shakes it off, and he gets a big power move. Yuya clotheslines him to the outside and tries a plancha. However, Takeshita greets that dive with a fucking forearm with the good arm. Yeah. Brain buster on the floor from Takeshita, and it was nasty.
So I like how you said that. Nasty.
Dude, it was.
With the extra stank. It was.
Extra stank on the word. There's extra stank on the move. So I think the floor was even really dirty right there too. So that's a count out spot. And Yuya's right there by the ring apron, but he gets in at 18. So it's pretty good, pretty good selling here. There's a second rope senton from Takeshita. Yuya hits some chops and pokes a hole in Takeshita's chest. He hit a chop with the tip of his finger, I guess, to get that sound, and his nail cut him. And it looks like Walker was it looks like he's been shot, because it did. It looked like a squib.
It really did.
It was pretty cool. So Takeshita continues to dominate though with big strikes right and left. Takeshita has tremendous footwork, right? I'm just watching him walk around in the ring, and that alone is cool.
Is this the one I feel like you liked his previous two matches? Is this where he fully clicks? For you?
Well, this match in particular is awesome. I don't know if I guess it's both guys, you know what I mean? But yeah, this I feel like this is a match where maybe Takeshita feels more comfortable. Maybe he just works better with Yuya for some reason, but they're both it's a main event. They're both just laying it out there. And, God. Takeshita knows the finish. They both do. And so Takeshita is showing what an unselfish wrestler he's going to be going through the tournament here. And because he's really putting the kid over, brother. So I love his footwork. Awesome. Check that out. Next time you just see him lock up or anything simple, watch his feet. Yeah. Now watch other wrestlers' feet like Hanma, and you'll see the difference. So, Yuya comes back with a big forearm and some more chops. Drop kick from Yuya for a double down. They fight to the top rope, and Takeshita hits a stalling superplex off the top that is just unbelievely awesome. That move, you see it all the time, and it's superplex, but man, when you build up to it, when you do it with such with that stalling tippy boom, it was great. Newman is in disbelief that Doki is just sitting there watching this match with his arms crossed.
Doki's watching the whole show like he's Ishii, like this,
Yeah, well, fuck you, Newman. He can do whatever he wants. He's fucking Doki, and you're not. So
yeah, he's also the champion. So fuck off.
Big dive from Takeshita on the outside. He goes after. He tries a huge elbow, but Yuya dodges it, and Takeshita elbows the ring post. All right, this is tremendous. And he slapped it with his other hand, so it made a nasty sound that was fucking had people go, oh, did he break his arm? It was great. So Yuya drop kicks the guardrails after wrapping Takeshita's bad arm in it, Alaskan style. So remember on the outside of Alaskan.
There we go.
He chops Takeshita a lot. Crossbody for 2. Yuya tries the arm bar, and on one arm, on like the bad arm that he's been working. All right. But then he can't get it. So there's a rope break, right? But that'll come back. All right. That'll come back. So he gets the rope break, huge reversals and massive moves, drop kicks, suplexes, monster strikes. This tremendous exchange here. Both guys go down after trying one last time to fire up. After all that, they do the like, I'm going to get you. They both just fall down dead. You know, I love that spot. It's fun when it's earned. You know, more reversals and a Blue Thunder bomb for 2 from Takeshita, and beautiful bridging dragon suplex from Yuya for 2. That was just like, wow. Listen, I understand the guy, you know, Takeshita wrote a paper for school about German suplex. We all know. Okay. So I just want to let everybody know that we know that. We can stop mentioning it every time a suplex happens in one of his matches. So it's a little much. But Yuya powers on the deadbolt lock. Right? He gets the deadbolt thing like a hold, right? And Takeshita keeps trying to power out. He finally does and gets another monster forearm, but his arm hurts real bad because remember, now both his arms are fucked because he hit the, you know, guardrail with his good arm. So huge headbutt from Takeshita, but Yuya gets a Rana and a pin for 2. Armbar from Yuya, and we barely get a rope break here. And Callum says, "Blimey," in response, which made me laugh because that's pretty funny. So top rope splash, but Takeshita kicks out at 2. Deadbolt suplex, but wheelbarrow suplex from Takeshita instead.
Dude.
And it was like, wow. You know, only one I like better is Cobb did one time. That was like the greatest suplex. I think it was versus Shingo. And that's like that, but this one was awesome. Backslide for 2 from Yuya, but he holds on. He uses momentum to get the bridging deadbolt and wins. All right. So what I was talking about with the arm thing is that, you know, Takeshita had gotten out of that, you know, he has to lock up both arms, right? And he has to do it one at a time for dramatic effect. Yuya does. And he had kept getting out of that. But now that he's worked on both arms enough and Takeshita made that mistake, he's able to get it. Blimey indeed. Tremendous main event. Big win for Yuya. He has 6 points. Takeshita has 4.
Yeah, I thought this match was fucking awesome. Now, I think we've spoken about Yota Tsuji in main events and how he crushes it. Shooter Umino in that main event spot, how he crushes it. Let's just go ahead and put Yuya Uemura up there too, please. This was fucking amazing. So, yeah, I knew this would be good because of both men, but I underestimated how good it would be, to be honest. I knew it would be good. It wasn't. It was fucking great. This was an amazing match. And they both pull out, like, just suplexes galore. Just beautiful ones that I just love to see with bridges or just tossing them around. And I just like, fantastic. He doesn't look like a suplex dude, you know?
He's a Japanese wrestler, man.
But he's a suplex. Yeah, that's true. But you know what I mean? Like he looks like a baby face. I'm gonna do arm drags and like face stuff, and like you don't think of him as like this suplex killing machine, but
I mean,
he's a bit of a suplex killing machine. You're an argues and shit too.
Oh, he was going so hard, man. You know, trying to make everything look awesome. I mean, just that one, the strike into the ring post, that was awesome. But Luke, I do want to mention that, like, usually this is when I ask you, what did you think of this night in general? But I'm going to give my thoughts first. And what I think is that this was the quintessential G1 show. You got some, you know, some mixed up tag matches that are fun. You got a couple matches that are good, and then one main event that's great. And that's how most G1 shows kind of are. So I thought this was a good G1 show. Night 5 in the books, man.
Yeah, I agree. I really like this show as well. I guess we'll find out what we think of the next night. But yeah, any night I get to see the Never Champ is pretty good. All the tournament matches great, but yeah, Yuya and Takeshita just absolutely fucking destroyed it. Where at this one, because they got the more time, like Cobb Takeshita, you knew it was just going to be 2 big guys throw each other around, and with minimal kind of selling because of the time they had. Whereas Yuya and Takeshita, hey, we got an extra, like, because that was a 7-minute match with Cobb. Hey, we're actually going to go for about 20, 25, something like that. So you get a more chance for things to breathe, more chance to milk these things and to create the drama. And they both knocked it out of the park. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was
like this night.
more a great wrestling match than a spectacle. It was
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? So,
No,
well,
so
that was great, but I'll set you up for night 5 here. And night 5 is in Nagasaki, and we haven't talked about this for a while, but we are in one of those like, venues that's like the belly of a submarine, but maybe a dishwasher too. We're not
it
sure.
is very dishwasher-like. Yeah.
It's got these little ports on the wall that look like windows from a ship, and I thought that was amusing. But we also get Walker Texas Stewart on the call, and he's later joined by the Never Champion, which is good shit.
And might I add, he's awesome on commentary as well. All right, so we start off with a match I did way too many notes for, but I'm so glad I did. It is Shomikato and Katsuya Murashima, and they're tagging together, okay, against Hanare and Konosuke Takeshita. What? But
why is this weird?
Well, Hanare and Takeshita are going to be wrestling each other on the next night. They have block matches.
So it's a preview tag where two guys are on the same side that are going to wrestle each other, and that never happens, even when they're in the same faction.
That's true. By the way, Murashima runs to the ring super fast, which I thought would telegraph things, but it doesn't because it's Shomikato who loses. But look, Hanare tells Takeshita, hey, it's his ring. Both men argue about who's starting. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. But all right. And then Takeshita starts. He starts beating the shit out of Shomikato and just looking at Hanare every time he does a move on him. But Takeshita gets a little bit too close to Hanare, so tag!
Hard.
Tag. Yeah, with a slap. But Shomikato does some Ishii shit, dodging Hanare move and like pushing him into Takeshita. And they both get drop kicked by the Young Lions. And that just annoys these two dudes who were just like, wait, what? Hey, you guys aren't supposed to wrestle this. You're supposed to be like our punching bags while we show each other how tough we are. That's like the story here. They knock the Young Lions down. They just keep fucking arguing. Like, I'm gonna, and it's Paul Shomikato for the first portion of this. Takeshita's like elbow to the face. He lands, and fucking Hanare picks him up. All right, elbow to the face again, and poor Shomikato just drops. Oh my god! All right, I'm actually happy and relieved for Shomikato when he gets the fucking tag into Murashima. Oh my god! So Murashima, he knocks down Takeshita after about 20 tries of doing so.
What'd you think of that? It was like a little forearm adventure he went on. He kept running into the ropes, and I think that's something that'll be one of his moves now, is that he'll hit the ropes and then hit the other rope and then go to all four sides. He also is tiny compared to Takeshita, which makes me like him even more.
It looked like Takeshita was this big supervillain getting beat up by the Flash, kind of. He was bouncing off all four ropes, one to smash, all directions. It was fun. He's got the expressive face at the same time. He comes out like a rocket. I dig it.
We live inside his dream. I mean, there's a lot of big things about Murashima we like.
So he gets Takeshita down after about 20 shoulder tackles attempts, and then Takeshita kicks out at one. Murashima then brabs Takeshita, and I'm like, okay, you're a brave man. And Hanare goes to like, oh, you're in a brab, are you? Oh, okay. He kicks fucking Murashima. Hits Murashima. And Murashima's like, oh, I'm not letting that go. Hits him again. No, I'm going to brab Takeshita. It's fine. So, all right, I'm going to PK kick you, says Hanare. No, Shomikato runs in and grabs the kick, saves him from a Hanare PK. And then Hanare just decides, hey, fuck this. Let's kill these two. I'm like, you haven't killed these two yet? Apparently not, because there's a brainbuster on Murashima by Takeshita. Shomikato makes the save, but then Hanare just tosses him out like a sack of shit and beats the shit out of him. And one last elbow shot on poor Murashima, and Takeshita wins. And I wrote too many notes for this.
He was the guy that got pinned. So,
he was. So I know I wrote too many notes for this match, but
match was
this
awesome.
was something different, and I loved it. And it kind of put me in a nice space for the rest of the night. And I was like, all right, cool, nice.
Yeah, it was fun and it was something different. It's too bad the young lions had to be sacrificed to the curtain jerking gods, but they did. And I thought it was funny too when Sho Mikado came in and saved Murashima from the kick from Hanare. He dumps Hanare to the outside and just starts stomping Takeshita on the head, which was like, you go, young lions. Crowd loved this. Crowd was weird tonight. And something I got to mention about this building is from hard cam, it looks like a normal conference room that they would, conference room 6 or whatever. But when they, like on this next match or one of the other matches, they go out in the crowd and this place is fucking huge compared to what you can see. When you get behind and go the other way, where behind hard cam, it is an ocean of chairs. And I was shocked to see that. That was really cool because it looks like, Walker also had talked about the last time that there was a show here, Naito won, they love Naito, and he promised to bring a big New Japan show here. And when he said that, I was like, well, it's just a conference room. What is there, like 100 people in here? But then when I saw the ocean of people, I was like, oh, okay.
I think you delivered. It's a G1 show.
It was good, and we'll see what happens in the main event. So next we have ELP and Jado versus Bolton, Oleg, and Yano. And that rhymes. And Jado doesn't want to wrestle Bolton, and he tags an ELP, and he won't tag back in. He just like, hey, ELP goes for a tag, and he's like, let's hear it, crowd. Let's hear it for ELP, which is fun. So
he just want to get his ass kicked by Oleg.
Have we ever seen ELP versus Yano in a singles match?
I'm sure.
Kind of want to see that, right?
Yeah.
They wrestle a little bit in this match, and I'm like, that's never happened. So ELP does a tremendous job bumping all over the place for Bolton, giving us, the idea that maybe he could win. Jado refuses to tag in. That's fun. I already said that. That's a good use of Jado, by the way.
Anyway, you're the ELP. You wrestle him, Mike.
Oh man, yeah, just as long as he's not in the ring. But he does get in, and him and Yano do some fun stuff. And I was like, okay, fair enough. But, what happens here? Yano hits a reverse fair play for the win. It's fun. He distracts the ref by yelling and pointing up, which is comedy shit him and Jado have been doing. So
yeah, this is fun. I liked it too. And ELP versus Oleg is going to be very interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll put the edge to Oleg there, but ELP is going to make him look like $1 bajillion. It's going to be fun. And next we have Jeff Cobb and it's Francesco Akira on the Cobb, and they're wrestling against Yuya Uemura and Taka Michinoku. So I just want to talk about, like, all right, previous night we saw Yuya just absolutely crush it, and then we see him here just in a preview tag with Jeff Cobb, and I'm just like, hook this up to my veins. I am going to love this because every time these two got in the ring together, I was just like, all right, when's this show on? When are these two wrestling? Tomorrow night, you say? Oh, I think I'm going to be here for that. Yes, please. It's fucking awesome. That's all I want to say about that. Is a fireball on Taka Michinoku, of course, by Francesco Akira, thus ruining Taka Michinoku's preview tag win streak.
Man, what a bunch of bullshit. I also like that Akira, right in the middle of this match, he's all doing his baby shit, and he looks at the crowd and he goes, "Let's go!" Which I'm taking note of that every time it happens, so it's funny. Next, Luke, we have Finley and Gato versus Ren Narita and Kanemaru. Wait a second. This should be fun. It's Bullet Club on Bullet Club, and that's always good times. So Everybody fights. Gato's screaming fuck is good times. I love it. We can hear him above everybody going, fuck you, fucking shit, and it's fun. So Finley and Ren go out to the crowd, and we see how big this room is at that point, man. And I was like, wow, I just couldn't believe it. So they go for a bit out in the crowd, and then they get back in the ring. Finley dominates despite 3 eye rakes, and even mentions like House of Torture my eyes or some shit. Wasn't that funny? But he barks, and a few fans respond to the barking. So, it could be House of Torture effect. It could be, this crowd has a couple heel marks in the crowd because I think they might, So that was pretty fun. Ren is like Gato and Ren are both in love with eye trauma, which is fun stuff, but Gato does knee smashes on Kanemaru and then it's like, so he's trying to do something else and Kanemaru puts him in the figure 4, even though he was the one just getting his knee smashed. Then Kanemaru returns the knee smashes, which is fun, after Finley breaks up that hold, and a couple reversals. Kanemaru gets a victory roll pin on Gato for the win, and the heavy sprawl to the back, baby.
Yeah. I laughed seeing Kanemaru in the figure 4, by the way. I'm like,
Kanemaru put Gato in the figure 4.
Oh.
Yeah, both times. So that's why it was funny, because Gato's like, knee smash. I'm going to put you in the figure 4. Oh, no, I'm in the figure 4. You know, it was like that. So
another thing I appreciate about this match is, all right, Ren needs a tag partner. And I'm just waiting for boom, boom, boom. It's amazing. No, it's Kanemaru.
You're obsessed with Yujiro. You can't stop talking about it.
I like that Yujiro's finally decided to take his long service leave and all that kind of stuff. So I hope he's chilling out.
But you're going to bring him up anyway to make sure we talk about Yujiro, even though you hate talking about him.
Yeah. See, he's like my he's like my anti-Poochie or something like that. Whenever Poochie's not around, I got to talk about where he is.
Yeah, they both wear sunglasses.
The Poochie Bechtel test or something.
Attitude.
Hey, you get that one. All right. Oh, I get this. It is Honma tagging with a dork named Goto. And they're wrestling against Bushi, who's wrestling with a pretty fucking cool, handsome man named Yota Tsuji. Look, this is a great match. Well, it's a solid match, but I'm just like, look, I know Callum and Shingo are wrestling next, so hurry the fuck up. That's kind of where that's the spot of the last preview match.
Yeah.
Of these, right?
Especially when Bushi and Hanma are in it, and you're just kind of like, all right, one of you guys get pinned already. Come on.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, come on, man. And like, and the previous night it was Dick Togo, and I'm like, well, the LIJ guys are both in the tournament. They're not losing, so just lay the finger poke of doom this shit. Like, nah. But I do like this spot though, because a Rocket Kokeshi by Honma turns into a fucking high knee to the face by Yota Tsuji and a fucking Gene Blaster for the win. So
awesome.
Yeah, it looked awesome, and it looked like it killed Honma, but man. Honma went for it. Like, he was up for taking that bump. So, like, respect, man.
I think he probably didn't hit him, actually. So,
no,
but it looked great. They had the perfect camera angle where you can't tell.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want him to hit him, but, like, it did look really good.
Well, next, Luke, we finally get to the G1 stuff, the stuff you've been waiting for like 7 minutes or how long it took us to get through those tags. So, it's A block. It's Shingo versus Newman, and this is a surprise match here a little bit. Yeah. Hinari joins English commentary, and he adds a lot to this match with his experience wrestling Shingo and being a team member with Newman. So the crowd's totally behind Shingo, of course, and Shingo and Newman have a like Prince of Pace off where they like both do like the Prince of Pace spot, and Shingo's like, I can run too. I may not be able to do like awesome kicks, but I can run. And he fucking runs like 100 miles an hour, and it's tremendous. So we get a very, very brief hesitation during the ensuing reversal spot, but it's barely noticeable. Shingo laughs and shakes Newman's hand after all that. But it's a ruse. He Yukon lariats him, and Shingo, where do you think his like brain is located? I don't know. Where do you keep yours?
Right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he lets everybody know. So,
yeah, Shingo's got to tell the crowd how smart he is. That's right.
So Shingo takes Newman to the outside and introduces him to the guardrails. Shingo dominates Newman, but says it's too early to tell everybody about his favorite music genre. So Newman tries strikes, and that does not go well for him. He springs up, though, after getting floored and hits an enziguri. There's a lot of this like desperation, hope moves for him in all of his matches, which I like. He's always the underdog. So double stomp for our first double down in the match. Shingo recovers on the apron, but he wakes up just in time to get kicked off. Newman goes for the triangle moonsault and then smartly gets the action right back in the ring. Good job, Newman. That's probably why you might win this. But anyway, that was it's just he's learning. So there's a PK for 2, and Hinari critiques the PK, and it's good shit. He's like, oh, he couldn't get his hips into it. His ankle's kind of fucked up from this, and he couldn't get, it's really good. So Oscutter is countered by no Shigami from Shingo, which is really cool. Knee drop from Shingo, and he lets us all know, of course, that he loves ska. And Newman hits some roundhouse kicks, but Shingo absorbs 2 of them. And Hanari explains that Shingo has a crazy strong chin, and that never gets brought up in wrestling. That's like a boxing thing, right? That, guys have a strong chin, like George Foreman on his return. You could punch him 1,000 times and he just wouldn't go down. And that's every wrestler, right? So, I mean, every strong style wrestler is that way. I'm glad he brought that up because it never gets brought up. Really cool. So Newman hits a big knee strike after taking shot after shot. Shingo does his double forearm thing, and Newman's like, oh, fuck. And finally, another desperation strike. Shingo's like, fuck that, runs into the rope, Spanish fly from Newman, tornado kick. He tries another Oscutter, but he gets hit with a lariat out of the air. It's not that great.
And it's also to the back too, which is a little rude.
It is rude, but then like Shingo's like, listen, that's an important spot for the match because I want to fuck his back up. So he like gets him back up and hits another lariat on his back just to make sure, which I like that version of redoing a spot. You know what I mean? Where it's like Shingo's like, no, I'm working the back, so I'm going to make sure I get this.
I know I got some of that, but I'm not sure I got all of that when he was in the air. I'm going to pick him up and absolutely.
It's not like he said, now go back out there and jump at me. It's not that.
We're doing it again, brother.
So I'm getting this shit. Remember that? So Shingo gets, so they're going back and forth. Shingo hits a reverse Rana and a DDT, but Newman fires up and hits the Oscutter for the win. Biggest win of his career. Awesome. I'm so glad that we were right about his story, but we were wrong about him losing every match except Naito. It's important to progress guys like him and not just Yuya and the Sujis of the world, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole group of these young guys, and New Japan is really devoted to this young movement thing, and that includes Newman. So Shingo kind of no-sells the finish a little bit, like physically, he's hurt a little bit, but he's more mad at himself. And Hanari explains what that feels like. It was great. Newman on 4, Shingo on 4.
I thought this match was awesome. I fucking loved it. And Shingo is one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. And I think it's because of matches like this. Because I see Shingo against veterans on his level. Match could go either way. I see him against mid-card dudes. Match can go either way. I see him against young and up-and-coming guys who probably need to beat him more than he needs to beat them. And I'm like, this match could still go either way. That's the beauty and the magic of Shingo for me. I think I don't know. And I kind of appreciate that. I've seen him win a lot. But I also get a kick when I kind of see him put over someone who I think really needs it, deserves it, and he often does that. I love it. He's
got that Arn Anderson, Ric Flair thing where he can't have a bad match. No matter who he's wrestling, he's going to make it look like they could beat him. And I'm telling you, if you just go back, watch Jobber versus Arn Anderson, just watch something like that, and you'll be like, this is Shingo.
Yeah. So I was set. I was set because I knew, all right, I wouldn't have been surprised if Shingo won. But there's still this element of maybe what if? Fucking beautiful looking Oscar at the end too. He kind of made it look like it come out of nowhere, but the springboard was really high at the same time. So it was in fast and slow motion at the same. It was fucking awesome. I loved it. And so I get an opening match I love, featuring the Never Champ, and then I get another match I really love featuring the former Never Champ. So I'm pretty happy.
And Jumpy's here,
and that's right. Oh my god! And then I like a lot of this match too because it is Sonata, and he's wrestling against Gabriel Kidd, and I kind of like this extra little touch here that on his way to the ring, Gabe Kidd. He sees Hanare and he does, he makes the scar motion and him and Hanare talk shit. Hanare's not intimidated at all. And all that kind of stuff. Yes, you let the cat out of the bag. My second note here is Chompy reffing this.
I can't help it. I get so excited. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to make sure that it's mentioned. It's very important to me, and I know he's listening. So
that's right. He is. Talk about my Trump bump boot camp again. I need more fucking tickets sold or whatever. Gabe tries to win early with like a submission. He also grinds Sonata down.
Yeah.
It's also a bit of like, I'm gonna fuck your arm up because I know you had bicep problems. I think it was from a Gabriel Kidd match too.
Yes, it was their last
Yeah.
G1 match.
Yeah.
Is when he got injured. So
And
pretty cool.
I like what Hanari on commentary in this match too, because he says like, and you see him, he's a violent wrestler, he likes to fuck people up and stuff, but it's all about like, I'll take what you get and I'll give it back, and it's like a wrestling thing where he's like, Gabe Kidd just wants to fucking injure people and stuff like that. For him, it's not about the machismo part of it or the manner. It's like, he just wants to break things. So I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. So, Gabe tries to win with that submission, but when Samata makes it to the ropes, Gabe takes it outside, and he just straight up chumps Chumpy out by throwing a chair into Sonata's arm. And then Gabe then throws Sonata into the wall of the arena, or the box that they're in, the submarine dishwasher. And Sonata, he makes it in by like
so far away though. They barely make it in. They both have to sprint.
Like he's going at a certain pace, Sonata, and then he realized that Marty's at 18. Oh fuck! Like a young lion, like right near the end.
And Marty will count you out. He just
yeah.
did that. Remember that? He counted somebody out in the match, if you remember. It was just recently. So
yeah. Chump him out once. Shame on him. But teach a man how to chump, and you can chump him for a lifetime.
Nobody ever taught him how to drive the bus, though.
Oh yes. So Gabe's playing fuck your arm, which is smart. But he even hits an eye poke. No, Sonata hits an eye poke on Gabe Kidd here. I'm like, all right. And Gabe Kidd bites him. There's a wrist lock suplex into the corner by Gabe Kidd.
What the fuck?
That's fucking ouch.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, it's
I've
really
never
cool.
seen that. Never seen that, No.
So that's like, you've got like, how long has it been since New Japan had a white, a bit like a white gaijin bruiser like this? Has it been a while?
I think so. He's not a giant. I guess Hikuleo technically was the gaijin giant for a while. It's been a while since they've had someone with this much charisma in that spot. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't mean in terms of like how his size or something like that. Every now and again, like, it's like it's like who were those two? Who's that dude who knocked Vader's eye out?
Oh, gosh, the Western Lariat. I can't think of his name right now, but that guy. Yeah,
a bit of that, bit of Dr. Death, that kind of vibe, and he bumps like a fucking awesome man too. I don't know, like
Stan Hansen,
like he's got that kind of spirit in him. I think like this wild, violent man kind of vibe.
That's a big thing for Japanese fans too, right? I mean, that's like, he's filling a very specific role that's been around since Japanese wrestling has existed. So.
Absolutely. And he's crushing it. He's got a new spin on it. Again, it's a modern spin. It's fucking awesome. I love it. So yeah, wrist lock suplex, by the way. That's so good. Then Gabe puts him back in a submission, and he's like, hey, Marty, ask him. So, Marty's like, really? You want me to? Okay. Get up. Oh my God. Sonata flips out of a German at one point. Awesome. Hits a Shining Wizard, which is pretty fucking cool. He goes for a dead fall, but no, pile driver. But Hanare's like, he couldn't get all of it. He didn't get the leg and all this kind of stuff. And there's a lazy cover because, Gabe Kidd's fucked. It's a bit of a double down / I've crawled over backwards onto and made the lazy cover. I'm doing this, everyone. It's like a dog waiting for his belly to get scratched. You're welcome. By the way, Wilma got spayed like a couple of days ago, so she's got the cone on, and she's like,
so moping around like ELP.
Yeah,
maybe that's what happened to him.
Yeah, I think the trees got sick of him kicking them. And, they evil deaded him somehow. Yeah. The trees. Never mind. There's a cover for 2. It's a bit lazy. Like, this match is really good. I like it, but I see Sonata's on 2 points and Gabe Kidd's on 4, and I feel like I vaguely know where this is going, but I'm fine with it. But then Sonata goes for a spot that he hits so magically, usually all the time. But it's like when he goes front first towards the corner, flips over, grabs the guy, skull end. You've seen him do it 100 times. Nah, not this time. He kind of misses it, but overshoots, I guess. But puts the skull end on. No, wrist lock by Gabe as well. And it all goes back to the bicep. So I think but Sonata, he's kind of ready for it by that stage. So when he goes for another wrist lock, Sonata's able to turn it into a dead fall suplex. There is a point here where Sonata's down, right? And rather than do a usual breather spot where you're just going against the ropes or something like that, no. Gabe Kidd realizes he's a fucking entertainer and sees Hanare over there and goes, "You're not fucking shit. Just fucking." And Hanare stands up and they start fucking arguing. And I know there's this story of, Gabe Kidd gets distracted and gets into trouble. All right, you can put that story into it. You know what I see? I see a guy with a completely different style than Jay White, but he's doing some Jay White shit, which is interact with fucking everybody around you, because everyone's part of the wrestling story. The referee, the fucking ring bell guy, the arsehole on commentary that you've got a feud, you'll always have feuds with, all of that. So I know you've got this bit of he gets distracted kind of story. I don't care. I just like how he works everything and everyone.
I liked how Hanare was like, I was talking shit to give Sonata time to recover. That's what he said. So it worked out. And Kidd didn't lose because he got distracted. He lost because he changed his game plan. He changed what was working for him and tried to injure somebody instead of winning.
Yep, absolutely. He went for bodies over points, and Sonata made him pay for it. Nice point, yeah. And nice little touch of Hanare, as you said, going, fucking distracted, yeah. I'm taking partial credit for that. Does Hanare get an extra point?
C block, sure. He's the only one in C block. He has 1 point. So
sweet. I'm happy with that.
He's on 4, or Gabe Kidd's on 4, Sonata's on 4. Cool. I also like that Hanare was like the strong title, because
That's an American title.
He goes, that's an American title. He also says something about British guys later, and it's like, you got some feelings down in there, He said, what did he say? He said Zack Sabre Jr.'s got like the Union Jack on his leg, and he's like, he's got that colonist signal there.
All right, I get where he's going from here, because if you've ever seen the New Zealand flag and the Australian flag, they might as well be identical, except for the colors of the stars are different, right? The top corner of our flags is the fucking Union Jack. So yeah, absolutely.
God save the king, Well, next, Luke, we have another good one.
Game. Yeah.
It's Shota Umino versus Great-O-Khan. And listen, I don't care who wins this. This is tremendous. So Shota walks in from outside, which is funny, and Hanare's like, "What, was he at the hotel this whole time?" These two get right to it. Long forearm exchange at the beginning. Eventually, Great-O-Khan claims the ring by throwing Shota outside, as he's been doing in all these matches. Then we get some guardrail fun. Back in the ring, Marty counts another foot pin. He's done that several times today. And it's like, Marty, grow up hair. So,
yeah, man.
But Great-O-Khan gets some wacky choke on and follows it up with another wacky choke that Hanare calls a reverse triangle. So it was like an upside down triangle, like I don't know how to explain it. It was awesome. So
listen to Hanare's commentary, everyone. It's fucking amazing. Him and Walker. Oh my God.
Yeah. And that's, remember the first time he was on commentary, he hadn't signed his new contract yet. So he was like, and didn't really know what to say, didn't do anything, said nothing, basically.
He's got lots to say now. Yeah.
He's fucking amazing. He's turned into himself, and I love it. So,
Yeah.
judo throw for 2 from Great-O-Khan. Shitty kicks from Great-O-Khan, taunting Shota Umino, who hits a big drop kick, and he gets in control for the first time. Shota gets the apron DDT, and Great-O-Khan sells it by rolling out to the floor, which I thought was good. And Marty, who was like, it takes forever to count usually, it just immediately starts counting as soon as they're both out there. Like, take it easy, Marty. You know? But Shota gets some of his shit in, but Great-O-Khan hits a monster German suplex, dumping Shota right on his fucking dome for a double down.
I fucking loved
it. So they fight to their feet, Bouye style. Great-O-Khan stumbles after asking Shota for his best shot and taking it. Then Shota asks for the same, and Great-O-Khan obliges. Great-O-Khan gets wrist control, and they throw more and more forearms. Great-O-Khan down to his knees, but it's a ruse. The next throw that comes in, the next forearm, he grabs the arm, judo throw, and they get in a tremendous exchange of big moves. Great-O-Khan ends the sequence with his punch for a double down. This match fucking rules. Great-O-Khan keeps putting this shoulder hold on, and Marty keeps screaming, "Get up, get up!" And Walker asks Henare how he could get out of this hold. And Henare recommends tapping out, which I thought was funny. He's like, Great-O-Khan's his guy. He's like, well, we could get out of the hole by tapping out, which is that's what he should do, you know. So it's not what I would do, but it's what he should do. So that was fun. He doesn't. He gets to the ropes, and Great-O-Khan gets his sideways, gory, special spinning slam thing for 2. Woo! I love it. And then he does the Kitamura fire up thing, which I would not have noticed. I would have noticed what that was if Henare hadn't mentioned it, because I thought that was cool.
I'll never forget it now. I think he's mentioned it before, but like now it's fresh in my brain. I'm like, all right, yep.
Great-O-Khan did do that a while there, you know, for a while, but he did it again here. Big match, you know. But it's reversals, and Shota hits his package suplex, but it's like straight down. I think it's supposed to be a Death Rider, like kind of like a not quite got all of it Death Rider, but it's more like the package suplex, but he dropped him. But either way, it's pretty cool. And Death Rider, Shota wins. Great-O-Khan's on 0 points, and Henare can't believe it. And Shota Umino's on 4. Henare's like 0. What? That was pretty fun.
I have loved every single Great-O-Khan match this tournament. I think they're all fucking awesome. Don't let his score of 0, dear listener, make you feel like he is a fucking loser. Just watch this man work. It's fucking awesome shit. And I just I am kind of a little heartbroken that he's on 0. I know he can place. He's probably going to be in that spoiler role, isn't he? Like I'm going to get late stage points, which means I'm going to knock some people out near the end, and I'm going to. I have to think like he's going to get like at least 6 to 8 points towards the end as well. It's like a Bushi. You know, Bushi loses a lot of his opening matches, and then like in the home stretch, fucking.
I hope so. Man.
I'm hoping he has a bit of a Bushi stretch coming, because he deserves to rack up some wins. You got a guy who can do this many styles this successfully against so many different guys. Maybe I'd do something a little bit more serious with him than King of Pro Wrestling. Just saying.
Well, maybe this is what he needs to get on that path. You know what I mean? As this losing streak.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's the next match? Oh, okay, cool. Sweet. All right. The next match is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jake Lee. And here's my first note. This is Jake Lee's other good match. Because this match is fucking fantastic.
It is.
I loved it. If anyone who says like, hey, yeah, Jake Lee's pretty good, like, been blah, 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 blah. Well, if he's doing shit like this more often, well, if he's wrestling Zack Sabre Jr. more often, probably, I can see it. As this is completely the opposite of the Naito match, where I felt like neither man wanted to work with each other. I felt like these two must have had a fucking couple coffees and just talked all about it. It's like, I'm the submission guy. This is my midsection's a bit hurt. You got any fucking moves that can fuck that up? And Jake Lee's probably like, I only need one.
He's like, and management told me it's the only move that looks good anyway. So let's do that one a bunch.
Dude, but it works. It fucking worked for me. Zack Sabre Jr.'s got to pull all this shit out. One. Bang, and he's done. Oh, you back up? Fucking I'll do it. Oh, I'll get this this is Zack Sabre Jr. working with him, and Jake Lee not being such a stiff arsehole. I guess if someone's willing to work with him, he might be willing to work with them back. Oh no! It's almost as if it's fucking pro wrestling. No shit. Sorry, I just got to rib Naito just a little bit more. I love Naito though, but look, Jake's fucking Zack Sabre Jr. up with rib knees on the outside, just like an arsehole in the on the ramp as well. Like fucking pulls him in, wham, and I'm just like out, fucking, just brutal shit. And it's all about taking Zack Sabre Jr.'s middle, making him hard to breathe, he's hard for him to move around and try to do submission holds and things like that. But it makes me feel like a lot of the time Zack Sabre Jr. is just waiting for that one specific move that is just going to help him eventually kind of twist Jake Lee up.
What's the problem fighting Zack Sabre Jr. is you have to get near him to fight him. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the problem, right?
That's right. But I like this match because I don't see you don't see a total beating on Zack Sabre Jr. like this all that often. And Jake Lee beats the shit out of this man. There's suplexes and stuff he does on Zack Sabre Jr., sure, but it's mostly and some submissions or things, but it's mostly about getting his knee into his middle. And sure, Jake Lee doesn't do too many other moves in this match. He doesn't need any. It's fucking awesome.
At the beginning, he does 1,000 moves.
Yeah.
Because they roll around on the mat just like freestyle.
Absolutely.
And that's like more moves than we've seen him do in any of the matches. So
I feel like if they were allowed to express themselves, I feel like these two guys would have smiles on their faces as they went through this whole thing. Get some smart bastard shit from Jake Lee against Zack Sabre Jr. I'm like, I thought that's how I was at the start of this match. You're a smart bastard, huh? Oh, smart as Zack Sabre Jr. Then he starts laying in with the elbows into the knees into the rib section. He kind of seems to have Zack Sabre Jr. or something, but I'm like, all right, you might have a few IQ points. All right, I'll pay that. You might be a smart bastard. But it's when he goes for that fucking choke slam, because this is the second time Zack's gone for this triangle choke, right? Jake Lee powered out of it, but this time it's a choke slam, up, right down. And as he's pulling, as Zack Sabre Jr. is going down in the choke slam, his legs have gone up, wrapped around Jake Lee's arm somehow. And he's gone from, I'm going to fall like a sack of shit in this choke slam, to lightly falling onto my shoulders, twisting Jake Lee onto his side, fucking putting on some kind of rings of satin, brutalize his shit with an extra bit of stank on it. And because he's in this rings of satin with Zack Sabre Jr. style, so you know it fucking hurts. It looks like it hurts even more, right? But Jake Lee's facing the fucking other side of the ring, and the ropes are right behind him, but Zack Sabre Jr. is right there. There's no way he's turning around. He can't get his long-ass legs. Like, he's perfectly positioned. He's nowhere to go. Jake Lee has to verbally say, "Give up!"
He does.
And I fucking loved this match. It was, yeah, there's that freestyling at the start, but it's got a simple story well told. Let's not tell War and Peace. Let's do a really good book that's a bit simpler. Is absolutely fantastic. Like, let's do Green Eggs and Ham. Let's go.
Yeah,
I liked it.
You know, Zack Sabre Jr. was like working fuck your arm in the whole match, like a little bit here, a little bit there, where he could get it. He was given what Jake Lee gave
Chipping
him.
Away.
After the match, Hanari pops Walker and me by calling Zack Sabre Jr. He's like, he's a real wizard in there, like Gandalf the Orange, which I thought was funny. So. But Zack Sabre Jr. has 8 points. Jake Lee has 2. Zack Sabre Jr. has not lost yet.
No, he
right?
has not.
And like they keep pushing this whole thing about how if he doesn't win, he says his whole career's been for nothing and all this shit. Because like, you know, that's just the story for him, is that he's got to do it this year. He's running out of time, you know, which he's not, but at the same time,
No,
it feels that way, right?
Yeah.
So
if there's ever a dude who deserves a G1 win, this dude stayed in Japan during COVID. Like,
yeah, man. He could have gone anywhere. You know, they would hire him anywhere. So, you know, he's on that level.
Yeah. And
you know,
I think he just loves it there, don't you?
Well, like, he's treated right, and they see the value in him, and they use his value to put other guys over without hurting him. Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you want to work there?
Yeah, absolutely. And they let him express his craft exactly the way he wishes to. So like, and
he's allowed to call everybody dickhead, you know. But I mean, he's right.
I see him as a top guy in New Japan. Not like I'm the second dude in like a upper mid card guy. Lately, I don't know. I see him as a top guy.
He's like Shingo before Shingo won the big one.
Yeah.
Right. So like when Shingo had moved to heavyweight, and yeah, he's been never champion a few times, but he's never won the big one. It's like that's where Zack Sabre Jr. is, you know, and they're similar wrestlers in that value category. So
yeah,
you know, got to reward these guys. But here we go. Let's wrap up these two nights with the main evento. It is Naito versus Evil. And this match is a lot of stuff we've seen before. All right. So it's not like, you know, it's nothing amazing, but I will say it's funny how Naito doesn't botch anything in this match, you know? So granted, he's not asked to do as much as he was in the Jake Lee match, but him and Evil get along great, clearly, you know? So Henare calls Dick Togo out for putting something under the ring, you know, his garrote or whatever before the match. And there's some fun like getting in and out of the ring shenanigans where Naito's like tricking Evil and Dick Togo. And I like that. But Togo distracts Naito, leading to the Abe spot. Into the crowd they go, and Naito gets thrown into the chairs. Evil Dick do their hot routine, beating up Naito for a while. And Red Shoes is here now. You know, Marty can't ref every match, so Red Shoes won't count the pin from Evil. He has a pair. And Walker talks shit about Marty. He's like, "Oh, Marty, you saw me." Like, that's our job. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, what you said.
Yeah.
I'm watching you, Walker.
I'm listening to you, Walker.
Yeah.
Your Texas Ranger ways. But anyway, Naito comes back with some fuck your neck finally. Maybe start with that next time. But Evil cuts Naito off with that really cool stomp thing that he's been doing in the corner. Hey! So Naito beats hot at their own game. He kicks out of a pin, and Evil lands on Red Shoes, which actually was extremely well executed. Like Evil gets bumped off of Naito because Naito's kicking out, and he kind of like lands with an elbow right on you
know, incredible. I like that too.
Who's looking at the shoulders, you know, I that was really cool, man. So Kanemaru appears, and he didn't help Ren, but he's here to help the big guy. He takes out Bushi, who's on commentary. Pretty cool. Dick to Verga contact from House of Torture. Magic Killer for 2. Monster pop-up low blow, though, from Naito when Red Shoes recovers and has his back turned. I mean, it's like the biggest pop-up low blow of all time. It was amazing. The crowd loves it. So Bushi takes out Hot, and the crowd chants Naito's name. Tornado DDT. He didn't botch it. It looked great. He's feeling it. But we get another ref bump. Togo throws powder. This is great right here. So Togo throws powder at Naito. Naito dodges that. The powder hits Evil. Suntory surprise gets Togo after Naito dodges that. Then Bushi missed Kanemaru and dives on him. Destino, but only for 2. That all happens in like 5 seconds. It was awesome. So he wants one more, but Evil just reverses it into everything is evil and wins. Evil also has 8 points, just like Zack Sabre Jr. Naito only has 2. And it's like, is he has 4. I meant 4. But that's how many 2 is in my mind. It's like 2 plus, like you said, 2 earlier. 2 plus 2 is 4. That's what I was thinking. I was just almost there. But maybe there is something to the story about the Destino now. You know, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should shut the fuck up.
Look, there's something going on, but there's also a little bit of Naito's into this match, so it's going to be great. Naito's not into this match, it's going to suck balls.
Yeah, good call. It's like Randy Orton, you know?
Yeah. Like, you know, I don't think Jake Lee is the most perfect wrestler I've ever seen, but I saw him just have a stinker with Naito, and it wasn't necessarily all like a Jake Lee problem, you know? Moxley, like, I watch him wrestle all the time. It's fucking awesome. He's great. I even like the first him and we've mentioned this. So there's something going on, but there's also a story going on over the top of it. You see, like I don't know, man. I just like, dude, you're a top guy. Maybe stop with the t-shirt business, like, and just come out ready to fucking go. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, like, all right, if he's having knee problems, he can't do a lot of the massive stuff that he can do as sharply all the time as he can. You know, it's a move that I really like him using, and he kind of uses it. He started to milk the crowd, milk it every time. It's like when he does that slow net breaker, he holds it, looks around at the crowd, like kind of like, and then hits it. That's keep that. Maybe
Just
add a
keep
few
the
more
fuck your
moves.
neck stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
add a few more of those kind of moves onto the arsenal that don't necessarily mean you have to lucha it up anymore. Like, hey, I love it when Tanahashi gets onto the top rope, but I don't need to see any more high fly flows. Maybe it's because I'm a middle-aged man. I'm just like, look, you don't have to do that anymore. And my taste in wrestling, I guess, have changed. You know, I watch Blood and Guts, right? On the last Dynamite. It's War Games, but AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was fine. But 20 years ago, I would have thought this was the most insane, awesome shit, amazing wrestling I've ever seen in my life. Now, I'm like, I prefer tags or singles, you know?
Well, you know, it's like you want to see these guys wrestle for a while, right? You don't want to see them get actually hurt. If we wanted to watch real fighting, we would watch real fighting.
That's right.
You know,
like so I get it. If people liked that cage match New Japan did, I get it. That's fine. To me, though, it
was dumb.
Yeah, look what's happened. Yeah, but this match was great. Naito's into it. He probably doesn't have to do as much. Like, well, I'm gonna sound even worse now. He doesn't have to do as much work, I guess, because you're not wrestling a guy. He's wrestled with and against Evil a billion times. Hey,
he's getting his ass kicked for most of the match too.
Yeah,
you know. So
also, I know this did feel a bit like a House of Torture Greatest Hits kind of vibe too, because match starts, they cut to Bushi on commentary. I'm like, oh, he's getting involved. Kanemaru comes out with Evil. I'm like, and then cuts to Bushi. I'm like, okay, all right. There's going to be a time where, but having said that, the timing of those spots, like Evil eats powder from Dick Togo. Togo eats whiskey to the face from Kanemaru. Kanemaru eats Bushi's mist and a tope suicida, then a Destino for two. Like, okay, that took me longer to type that out, and it probably took you longer to type that out than that whole segment took to actually execute. That was fucking great.
I love that match, but you know, at the same time, it wasn't like Takeshita versus Yuya. It wasn't something new. It was the same thing we've seen, but this crowd hasn't seen it. So they were hot for it. Naito said that they were going to bring a big match. He was in the main event. You know, that's good stuff.
He didn't say he was going to win, but I do like that at the end. At the end of after the match, Evil talks some shit, and he pretty much says says he's nothing, and like, we're gonna have another match, and we'll have it right now because you're broken and soft. You should make way, like, and all that. And he puts him in the darkness, Scorpion, and then someone's fucking going crazy with the bell, like all that kind of shit. So, you know, Evil's he's another guy's always on. He's got to fuck with everybody, you know. That's what you got to do. I don't know. I love Evil. I don't expect him to win the G1. He's not winning the G1. Everyone relax. But they always book him strong in the G1, whether he was in LIJ or now. He's always going to get his usual 8 to 12 points. He's usually, like, if he's not in the finals or any form of the finals in the G1, he just missed out, and his score's really fucking good. They keep him strong in the G1 every year, so just relax. He's got his 8. He might get one more win, maybe 2, but he's not winning the G1. Just everyone calm down. If
you're not calming down, if you can't calm down, then send your thoughts to us at NeverOpenPod@gmail.com. Luke would like to read them.
But I also though there's a bit of hypocrisy there, because I'm just like, come on, Greater Khan's on 0. Are you for real? And
I don't mind.
Yeah. I see, because we both know I I say that, but I'm not too heartbroken either because you and I both know Great O'Connor's not winning the G1. So just enjoy his matches. This was good.
Well, those were two good nights of wrestling. I like
Absolutely.
night 2 better than night 1 a little bit, but night 1 had that magical match on it.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty cool night. We got 2 more coming up soon.
That's right. We won't do a preview on it because it's like today and the next day. So by the time like you hear this, those shows it doesn't matter. Just like it's fine. By the time you've already finished listening, watching this, we've probably got the next one out or something. So yeah.
Just make sure you hit play out there. That's all we care about.
Just don't even care if you put us on mute. Just hit the play thing. Like we still get the thing out. It's all good. It's probably why no one emails. They don't hear that.
They got it on mute.
Yeah, the Aussies talking again. Fuck this shit.
That's great.
That's right. So yeah, that was good. I love the wrestles, and I like awkward finishes to podcasts because it makes me feel like a man, and I love Gato. Give up.